that just isn't actually coming to you. I see that there's been a lot of energy put into manifesting something. And I also see that the universe is returning that potential energy to you. And there's a reason for it. There's a reason it's not being given to you at this time. There's a reason it's not showing up. And Gemini, I think that's for your own good. As much as you may not want to believe that, or you think you know better than the universe, or there's also this feeling of, if I just had the thing, if I just had this person, this job, this relationship, this opportunity, then I would be able to continue forward. And I feel that for a lot of you, you haven't even realized that this is what has been holding you back. Even if it's a relationship, if it's a specific person, holding space for this to manifest for so long, and all of the energy that you've put into this, because it's a lot, it has held you back in other ways that perhaps you haven't even noticed. Or if it's a job situation or a career situation, it could also be holding you back in terms of relationships, in terms of romance. So it's a little disappointing, I think, to realize this, and a little painful, but I think it's very vital to your growth and to going forward that you do. Because I see that the ships they're not coming in. And I hate to put it that way. It sounds very, gloomy and depressing. But I think it's important to look at this as an opportunity to restructure, as an opportunity to finally release something that you have been dreaming of, aching for, longing for, attempting to manifest with all your might. And to finally see that it's not for you. And I think that's it's particularly important and significant if this involves another person or a relationship. It's time to finally walk away from that. Whatever the reasons were for you wanting this, I'm trying to think of how to say this softly. The cards are showing it a little harshly, but I think that's, because you need to actually see it. Those reasons came from you. This other person, they weren't capable of living up to that vision. Whatever it was that you saw, whatever potential that you sort of peeped here with this person, there's a necessity here to realize that that was your energy, not theirs. And in fact, their energy was quite lacking. And I think maybe even you put this idea of the relationship with this person or the person themselves up on the pedestal. And as it turns out, even if you had it or had them, you would be sorely disappointed. And I think even hurt in some ways by that disillusionment that would have happened. And I think that's what you're being protected from. Spirit wants you to choose yourself first. Even if that's lonely, even if that's sad, even if that's difficult. Because you have a lot of energy pent up and kind of even imprisoned by this very long manifestation. There's so much that you've put into it, and it probably feels like, no, I'm not abandoning it. I've already put all this into it. There's no way I'm walking away. I'm going to get what I want. But I'm sorry to tell you, Gemini, it's not coming in. And it's for your own good. There's something else on the other side of this. And there are so many cards here. Walk away, let it go, allow the universe to give you back that energy that you've spent on this idea, person, whatever it is. Goal, vision. The universe is trying to send it back so that you can then utilize it for yourself. Because there's been a tendency to want to help others, but at a certain point that can become detrimental. At a certain point that becomes, I am ignoring the self-work that I need to do. I'm ignoring my own potential. I'm ignoring my own alchemy and my own improvement. Because perhaps I thought I was already there and I just wanted to help somebody else get where I am. Or at least somewhere better than where I found them. And the universe is not allowing you to do that going forward, Gemini. And not in a, aggressive or hostile way. It's just not going to give you what it is you think you want. Because the larger question is, why did you think you wanted that person or that thing or, that path? Did you really want it, or was it the idea that you wanted? So it's back to the drawing board in a lot of ways. But not without the wisdom you've gained. You're not completely wiping that slate 100% clean. It's more like, let me start over now, having all of this practice and all of this knowledge and wisdom. But if you find yourself focused on anyone but you, Gemini, especially in January, and I think going through 2024, you're going to be a little empty-handed. It's not going to feel great. It's going to feel lonely and disappointing. And that's because the universe wants you to be focused on you. And that doesn't have to be completely alone. That doesn't have to be, completely selfish either. But as far as getting so deeply involved in other people's business and trying to manifest things with other people, especially, that's the wrong way. Use your energy for your own betterment. It's giving me kind of like date yourself sort of energy. Because I think for some of you, unfortunately, trying to manifest this thing with this person, maybe you didn't realize that you were alone this entire time with them. Yeah, they were kind of there, but Gemini, I don't think they saw you. And I don't think they were even capable of appreciating you. And you can't manifest that in someone. You can't manifest. And even actually the idea of manifesting in terms of other people, in terms of romantic relationships. Do you really want someone that you have to do that much work? That you have to, do a ritual for, do a spell towards, or attempt to ingratiate? Is that really worth it? And wouldn't something more natural, wouldn't someone who is genuinely interested in not only you, but treating you well, be a better fit and be a better time? Just because you have to fight for something doesn't make it valuable, Gemini. And sometimes we find that the struggle keeps us in situations and with certain people that, we have no business being with. That aren't even good for us. That don't even really see us. And while I feel like it's going to take some time to sort this out, I think once you make the choice to fully actually move forward and not look back and not attempt to resurrect this or continue to manifest it, you've got the Magician and the Fool. That's very powerful energy, especially stepping into a new year. You couldn't ask for better energy for changing everything, for changing anything you want. But it's got to start with this release and the commitment to that letting go. And yes, it's going to be a bit painful, but at the same time, I would encourage you to look at it as an opportunity for growth, for expansion, for getting back to yourself even. And that should be very exciting. And it is. I hope this resonated, Gemini. If you'd like to continue the journey in the garden with me, please leave a subscribe, like, or share. And I'll see you in the next one, I hope.